Well, you're here because you filled out a survey about a guy and he scored a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10 dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10 dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's more likely to talk big than to actually rise high in his career. Even if he says he has big plans, the truth is he doesn't really put in the steady effort or discipline needed to make them happen. If you're hoping he'll climb the ladder or build something meaningful on his own, you'll likely be disappointed.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he is likely to take it quite hard. Instead of bouncing back, he might feel overwhelmed and want to distance himself from the problem. After that, he tends to withdraw and avoid facing the issue head on.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
At work, people probably see him as polite and kind most of the time, so he's not disliked on a day to day basis. However, when things don't go his way or if he feels challenged, his temper can flare up quickly. This means there might be sudden arguments or strong reactions that catch others off guard.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he may feel insecure rather than proud. While he cares about you and will try to be kind, deep inside, your success might make him uncomfortable. Be ready for gentle words, but also some silent distance.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, there's a good chance he'll feel insecure, even if he doesn't say it out loud. He may start to doubt his own worth and could quietly resent the situation, even though he tries to stay polite and caring on the surface. He won't openly fight about it, but you might notice a quiet sadness or distance.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He isn't likely to be careful with money. He probably spends without much planning, buying things on impulse, or not keeping track of where the money goes. This can lead to money problems if you're not careful together.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He is likely to try and show that he's better off than he actually is. Even if he doesn't have much, there's a chance he'll spend on things that make him look good in front of others instead of focusing on what he really needs. It's possible he believes looking successful is just as important as being responsible.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is generally open handed and kind, especially when it comes to people he cares about. He'll be there if someone needs help and won't think twice about sharing or giving, even if it means stretching his own limits. You might see him buying gifts or helping out friends and family, often putting others' needs before his own budget.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He tends to be open and gentle about most things, including money, so he won't try to control you or hide things on purpose. He's not the secretive or bossy type. Overall, he means well and is willing to discuss things, but clear, kind talks will help both of you stay on the same page.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He isn't someone who naturally takes charge when it comes to housework. While he cares about you and wants to avoid fights, he may quietly expect you to handle most of the chores simply because he isn't organized or motivated to pitch in. You might find him helping once in a while if you ask, but he's unlikely to do things on his own or take real responsibility for keeping the home running smoothly.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's more likely to sit back and watch rather than jump in and get his hands dirty with chores and diapers. He may offer advice or say kind words while you work, but usually won't take the lead on his own. Over time, this can leave you feeling as if you're doing everything while he helps from the sidelines.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
When there's a disagreement, he can get defensive and may argue just to prove he's right, even if you're calmly sharing your side. While he has a compassionate side and doesn't like hurting you, his temper can take over in tough moments, making him focus more on winning the argument than truly listening. Afterward, he might feel bad and become quieter, but in the heat of things, understanding your feelings isn't always his first instinct.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he may struggle to stay respectful. His temper can flare up quickly, and in those moments, he might raise his voice, say things that sting, or act in a way that feels aggressive. Afterward, he might withdraw or go quiet, but the damage from those moments can linger.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, this is the kind of man who can get angry very quickly. His temper tends to flare up over small things, and he may react before thinking, sometimes making you feel uncomfortable or even scared. You deserve safety and respect, so pay attention to these warning signs before making any big decisions.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He struggles to say sorry and truly take responsibility when things go wrong. In tough situations, he's more likely to blame you or the circumstances instead of owning up to his mistakes. This can leave you feeling unheard and alone in fixing things.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He may struggle to fully respect your boundaries, especially in moments when he's feeling emotional or upset. While he wants to be caring and gentle most of the time, his strong temper and need to feel close can sometimes push him to ignore your no or try to persuade you after you've said how you feel. This can make you feel uncomfortable or pressured.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he's likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding that everyone has their own feelings and needs, he might feel rejected or hurt and his mood could shift quickly. You may notice him withdrawing, becoming quiet, or even acting a bit sulky in response.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
With his quick temper and tendency to get defensive, you need to be cautious. When things are good, he may seem gentle and respectful, but in the heat of an argument or when he feels hurt, he might bring up private moments or say things meant to embarrass you. Your dignity and feelings deserve to be safe always.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He isn't the type who goes out looking for excitement or adventure in other relationships, so you're less likely to find him chasing after other women for fun. His need for deep connection and comfort usually keeps him focused on the relationship he's in. Real closeness will need open, honest effort from both sides.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He does have the potential to be over possessive and jealous, especially if he feels insecure about himself or the relationship. You might notice him questioning where you go, who you talk to, or getting upset if you spend time with male friends or colleagues. This is often more about his own fears than about anything you've done wrong.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, with him, what might look like a protective nature can easily slip into being controlling. He may say he worries about your safety or wants the best for you, but often this means wanting to decide where you go, who you talk to, or how you dress. True love supports and trusts, it doesn't pressure or control.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He's likely to expect you to do most of the parenting work. While he'll have loving moments with the kids and will gladly offer comfort or play when asked, the daily grind, feeding, homework, doctor's visits will probably fall on your shoulders unless you keep reminding him. This isn't because he doesn't care, but because he doesn't naturally step up or notice what needs to be done.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he struggles to stay calm. His temper can flare up quickly and he might yell or say harsh things before thinking. If calm, steady parenting matters to you, this is something you shouldn't ignore.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He may struggle to fully support you as both a mother and your own person. While he sees your caring side and may appreciate what you do for the family, his insecurities can get in the way when you try to focus on your own needs, career, or interests outside the home. True support means celebrating your whole self. Don't settle for less.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, he could be the kind of man who seems supportive of your career at first, but after you have a child, his attitude might quietly change. At the start, he may offer kind words and seem happy about your work, but when the baby arrives, he's likely to expect you to focus mainly on being a mother. It's important to talk openly about your plans before things reach that point.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will most likely act polite on the surface with your parents, showing good manners and saying the right things when they visit or call. However, don't expect deep warmth, involvement, or heartfelt gestures from him. Your parents may notice the distance, even if he never says a harsh word. He is likely to expect your family to adjust to him rather than making big efforts to fit into their ways.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's more likely to make things worse by losing his temper or withdrawing completely rather than handling it calmly. When under pressure, he may react sharply, say things that hurt, or go silent and pull away, leaving you to handle the fallout. Instead of helping to smooth things over, his mood can add to your stress and leave you feeling alone in the middle.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is likely to be more modern and relaxed with you in private, but expect you to act like a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. When it's just the two of you, he may not mind what you wear, say, or do. But around his family, he'll quietly expect you to follow their customs, respect elders, dress conservatively, and behave in ways that fit their expectations. He may not say it openly, but you could feel the pressure to adapt and perform when relatives are around.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it or quietly side with his family instead of standing up for you. His first reaction is to avoid conflict rather than take a clear stand, which can leave you feeling alone when you most need support. This can be especially hurtful if you expect him to be your partner and stand by you in tough family moments.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He has strong chances of being a mummy's boy. If there's a conflict between you and his mother, he will find it very hard to take your side openly. Instead, he'll avoid choosing try to keep everyone happy, or quietly support his mother's wishes behind the scenes. This can leave you feeling alone and unimportant, like your needs come second.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is quite likely to share the details of your fights or private matters with his mother or sister, especially if he feels hurt or confused. For him, talking to them brings comfort, but it also means your private life won't stay private. This can create even more problems, as opinions from his family may influence his feelings and decisions about your relationship.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So that's the story. This guy scores a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short of the standard we would want. Being in a relationship with him can feel like walking on uneven ground. Some days he's gentle, caring, and polite, quick to help if you are hurting or need comfort.